Hi YouTube, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good actually. I was outside a couple times today and didn't get a whole lot done I think, but it was a good day. But this morning I was watching James Munder again, and I wonder also if, well, of course they're playing games and of course it's intentional, but now today Don Lemon is on TV with another guy, and they're talking about how the white man is the most dangerous and that they don't have travel restrictions on them. I'm like, what? Yesterday and the day before, it's Hillary Clinton making jokes about they all look the same for black people. Now, today, it's the white guys the danger. It's like, these people are playing so many games, they got people going in every direction. All I know is they don't care what they say and do to us as long as we aren't focused on what's most important, keeping God in our hearts. That's all that's important because these are end days. This spiritual war is really important. It's the only importance, you know. I'm gonna respond. I don't want to call it my friend, so I'm just gonna say, I know you're young, but when you love somebody, you don't have to like them at the same time. And those were my words. So I'll just leave it at that. I love my sons. I don't like them. You know, I love my mothers. I do not like them. So if you think that God loves, well, likes everybody, you can think that. I happen to know he doesn't. I know when I do something shitty, he's not like me at all. And those were my words. And I always like people on the level they like me. You know, I do. I treat people the way they treat me. So, you know, except for I had somebody kill a child of mine and I didn't treat her the same way. But aside from that, to not like somebody that's affiliated with that, that's mild. So I always watch my words. I just want you to know that. And if I'm yelling at somebody, they're flipping deserving that shit. So that's where that's at. I do what I know is right, and I know right from wrong. So anyway, those are were the two main things on my mind today. I do want to get back to my story. I've got so many outside things to do tomorrow. I had to take a water hose for my horse kind of apart, so tomorrow when it's drier I can put it back together. So, and it is getting chilly. That's what we do in the fall in the northern hemisphere. We button up for winter, so that's kind of time consuming, but it'll be okay. But yeah. So let's see what else was going on. I didn't have a lot of time to watch a whole bunch of videos, and there didn't seem to be a whole bunch to watch today. Not that I wanted to. I wasn't listening to music earlier, I wasn't in the mood, but I thought I'd put some on. Maybe it'd inspire me in a good direction. So, yeah. I do have a backache. I go like that a lot. I actually Um, well, I've stretched my spinal cord. I've done all kinds of things too. But when it is cold like this, it does hurt. So, anyway, it's okay. I mean, I'm not a big baby crying about it every day. I'm just saying, if you see me grabbing a muscle or something, It's because I got pain there and I'm putting nerve pressure on it. So, yeah, it's a necessary thing. But anyway, or I guess I could just sit here in pain. Oh, yeah. But anyway, it is very true. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean you have to like them, and you can let them know you don't like them, and you can tell them why you don't like them. That's what God does. So, yes, it is true. And, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but there are many places in the Bible you would think Christ said things you would not think he would say. I mean, he called a woman a dog. Is that liking on her? So, look it up. I don't recall the verse, but there's like 50 different things where Christ wasn't so kind, you know, and there's 7 things that God hates. So, um, if you think of yourself like Christ, that's wonderful, but you also have to think of the Christ as part of you, not the evil, nasty. That's not what I'm saying. I'm logically, logically thinking. Like if your child's naughty, you don't say, um, I like you so much right now. It's like, I love you, but you go to your room or sit over on that couch and keep your mouth shut for a while, and I don't want to hear nothing. Shh. You know, you don't go, oh, what a good boy are you. Go ahead, do that again, you know. So I'm, that's just that, you know. Oh, I did watch the other half of Monograph. Graph had a ghost story. I watched half of it last night and half of it this morning before I first went out. So that was pretty good. Yeah, he's a good storyteller. Very good. If you haven't watched him, he's probably worth a listen if you like to hear somebody visualize a story. He's excellent at it. Well, some stories he says is true and some aren't. And yeah. Oh, I watched Robin play some basketball today. Made me want to play a game of horse. That's fun. You know, whoever gets the first to spell out the word horse by making the baskets. You make one, you get a H. They take a turn and back and forth to whoever wins horse. I was playing with one guy one time. He wanted to kick my butt. It was more like a game of jackass. But anyway. But yeah, that made me want to play some b-ball. I haven't done that for a while. So the last time I did was at the treatment center I was working at. So yeah, guys would go out and play some ball, and they wanted me to play a game with them, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do that, because I was just out there basically so they wouldn't run away, you know. But it was always worse on them if they did, because then they go to jail. So it was better off for them to be in treatment. And I even got it so they get some fishing poles for the guys. I mean, the treatment center was right on the lake, and we had a dock. I go, hey, right across the bay over there, I caught a 10 pound northern. It's on my Facebook page. Was maybe one of the last times I went fishing, but I just wanted to catch a pretty big fish, and I did. And I've been a fisherman all my life, and that kind of curbed it. But I do love northern. It tastes excellent. So it was 36 inches long, like that big around. So yeah, that was cool. I was scared to death. I'm like, I talked it into my landing net, and that's what made me sick. I go, you can do it, and he swam right in there. I'm like, oh no, no, no. And he was alive for a long time before I flayed him out. And I brought him home and put him in the tub. Then I took a picture of him and then I started processing it. It's like, oh, that was so gross. But anyway, I encouraged the treatment center to get fishing poles for the guys. I said, like they don't have to cook the stuff unless the cooks in the kitchen want to cook it up for them. But they could catch and release and just have the time of their life. And there was a couple of guys that really loved to fish. So, yeah, give them something to do. Heck, if you're they were going through classes and physical therapy and all different things. So, why not keep them busy? So there was a piano in the place, and that was pretty cool. And they kept them pretty busy. Like we would go to the armory in town and play b-ball, and we had a little court there, and out shopping for their monthly stuff that they needed and stuff like that. So yeah, but anyway, we had big old vans, and like I'd take about six of them and 6, 8 people at a time. Into town was about 3 miles, not far. So yeah, and it was good for them too, just to get out. You know, encourage them to get out and get fresh air too. So yeah. Oh, let's see. Anything else I was gonna think on? Hmm. Yeah, that really just did bug me about that. Part black guy, not even all black, but part, talking. He was the one who said white guys are the most dangerous and they should, but there's not a travel ban on them. I'm like, what? And then yesterday or the day before with Hillary Clinton, CNN, you know, go over to James Munder's page and listen to his video today. He has the clip on there about Don Lemon and Hillary Clinton. He put that back in there too, and he's pretty screaming pissed about it too. And if it's not racism, they'll be pushing guns. If it's not guns, it'll be abortion or gender or whatever the hell. They don't care. They don't care. If people are fighting against each other, that's all they want. So that's why I really won't even claim a religion. I mean, I loosely say Christian for lack of a better term. That's about as close as I could come to calling myself anybody. So, but yeah. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to even debate how I talk to people because that would be in no offense. And yes, we should judge our brother, and I'm not telling you that, but that still would be on me if I did something wrong. So, but consider that I didn't. You know, like I said, sometimes people are young and they're not really understanding every angle. You stop, like, that's good. You gotta search if there's any more angles on that situation. Put yourself in a mason's shoes. If he was using a protractor and everything was like that, and there was a pinpoint in the middle, the innumerable points to the angles are humanly almost incalculable. So, and that's how much we have to think before we do speak, just almost like that. Like I'm on here, I got a subject and I'm asking God, should I speak on this racism? Should I not? Should I say something again or should I not? Because I'm not led by the Illuminati and they're playing their games. I'm doing what God's telling me to do. There must be somebody out there, which, as a matter of fact, there is, that's in danger, and they need to know these things. We need to share the any information that sounds interesting to the normal average person that is concerned about their fellow man as a whole, including the shitty ones that I do not like, um, that I might like someday, but I don't right now. Um, Even them, they need to know everything, you know? So everything we can share is important, you know? So anyway, yeah, it is important. So, oh yeah, I was gonna 007. Uh, Meghan Markle, the princess now that married, what was it, Harry, when Harry met Sally, or no, well, one of the princes anyway. Um, Being half black, she is, I do believe, makes me concerned for her child when she is pregnant and what they will think that he is with the dark bloodline I was speaking about, or as a sacrifice, is what I'm more concerned, actually, personally, physically for her. I'm concerned. Like, what are they going to do to that girl up in there? It made me wonder. Um, I don't think she fully sees the ramifications of her own life danger. That's my opinion. Look what they did to Princess Di. You know. So anyway, yeah, it broke my heart. She was such a sweet lady. I just loved her. Of course, a lot of people did, but why not? When you're sweet, you're sweet. And she was very much so. So boy, the humiliation she went through, and now, when her husband married his mistress, Carmilla, now she's divorcing him. I think that's radically hilarious to people that I don't like. So I think personally, if people don't have Christ in their lives and don't want Christ in their life at all because they want him dead, I have a tendency not to like them, you know? That's kind of where that's at. So yeah, I'm very careful. I wasn't gonna nitpick, but even sending things through like zodiac stuff, and which is contrived by Satan, Buddhism stuff. I could go on and on and on nitpicking at people, but it's just like, you know what? You're gonna have to learn on your own, because me telling you nothing isn't gonna change nothing, you know. So even where to find the words, even the truth of that. Oops, my speaker went off, but yeah, even with that, there's nothing I can't force somebody to pick up a dictionary. You know, I can do the work for you, which I've already done and I'm telling you about, you know. So, and I can be nice enough to take the time and show you, which I will do when the snow flies. Is the day I'll set up my desk. That's what I usually do. I move my room around. I get in this mood. I have spring cleaning and winter cleaning. It's kind of my indicators. If they're big things, then I gotta move them, like a bookshelf. Take all the books out and move it because it's freaking heavy. Stuff like that. So, but yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna change on who I like or don't like. That's never gonna change, and I'm not gonna hesitate telling them ever. I enjoy talking to people in front of their face instead of behind their back. I actually I have a saying, let me talk to your face behind your back. Because if I'm telling somebody something or telling somebody else about somebody else, I'd rather have that person, like if I'm angry, I'd rather have that person right in front of me than be like here or something. I would much rather have that person right in front of me and tell them exactly what's on my mind, you know? So it's the way I am. Or I've even turned Doug around. It's like, here, let me talk behind your back. That's funny, isn't it? Talk in front of him behind his back. Oh, funny. And then tell him I don't like him. Oh, God, I make myself laugh. That's good, eh? Oh, yeah. And I caught Lionel Nation's show this morning. I don't, and his second one. Um, there are gifts from God amongst His words. So I could say, well, watch them and you'll think it's all just like political and not at all. And he calls it the conspiratorium. It's not even a conspiracy. It's because that's when one or two when when two people get together or more to conspire to what was the word, to put in the action that other people don't know something. It's a conspiracy. So yeah, maybe, but yeah, just parts of the whole situation, you know, because not only does he know words better than just about anybody I ever met. He knows how to apply them. He knows the laws in this country, and he has God in his heart. So you can't beat that. So yeah, he's a very good example of how to speak. So that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Gentler nature out of a Christian right now isn't what's needed. So I'll deal with my God with that. You might notice I have curbed my language, I have curbed my temper. I let that out. I let them know what it was going to be like if they don't change their ways because I was just beginning on that path. And I said, now I'm going to rein it back and I'm going to give you a chance and I'm going to show you a little love. If you don't like that, well, then just remember what it's like when I'm not. So, and I can say anything with my mouth. I'm not physically doing anything to anybody. I'm not thinking bad thoughts or evil thoughts of their demise. Um, you know, so it's hard even I know Um, yeah, it's hard. Even thinking about it, that somebody would think that I was in the wrong in some extreme like that kind of pisses me off. But I'll rein it in for now. Otherwise, I'll cut it loose. I don't care. When it comes to that, what God's telling me in my heart to be strong, when I say I don't like somebody, I don't fucking like them. So, and there's a reason for it. And you can't tell me that God likes everybody. You can't, because you'd be wrong. So, that's that. That's about all I can say on that note. But anyway, so I hope it doesn't come to that because, like I said, there's been some things put through by people that I consider friends that I don't approve of and could show you the darkness in it and you wouldn't be listening. Because if there's only one path and one way and one book and one scripture, well, then that's what that one is. And you could kind of listen to somebody that was raised to tell you this or not. But I'm asking you to don't contradict me ever because you're in the wrong in that extreme. If you don't think that's accurate, then please move on. Because I worked hard to help everybody. Nobody's getting in my way. So just keep that in mind. I don't want to let the dogs out. The Hund is loose. Or Was ist los? Der Hund ist los. What's loose? The hound's loose. So come in the here. Yeah, I just said come here. I don't know a whole bunch, but I know a little bit of the southern dialect of German, which weren't the murderers. It was the, not the, Jawohl, northern guttural blah blah. I know a softer dialect of it, so a little bit, enough to read it and understand it. Well, the same with the northern dialect. I can read that crap, but you know, I'm just not really big into communism, so you know, and that is what we're dealing with, basically. The same. Um, like I say, this new world order thing, there's nothing new about this. This has been going on forever. You know, we're dealing with the fallen. We're not dealing with little naughty kids that don't get a lollipop. We're dealing with people that want to kill anything good so they can do anything they want to anybody at any time and have no ramifications. That's what we're dealing with. So it's not a time to be all lovey dovey. It isn't like that. And if you are a warrior, you might have to take on a few bad steps that don't feel nice on yourself. You know, you commune with God. You do you, I'll do me. You know, so when it comes to protecting God, I'm doing me. You know. So anyway, I like to leave him around a half hour. That's kind of a nice round program, and hope everybody's doing well. I am going to come back in better spirits tomorrow unless I have to make a short video about some fool. But um, don't be fooled. I love y'all very much. Very, very much. People go more than you know. No, I'm going to prove it. I'll show you. I love you. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.